Hi students, today we are going to discuss tuples in Python. Tuples list dictionary set, we already discussed about that. List tuples dictionary set. List we are creating using square bracket. Tuples we are creating using parenthesis. Dictionary and set we are use the curly brace. So list is mutable. We already discussed in the last section. The tuples is immutable. So now we go to the tuples. What is tuple? A sequence that are used to store a tuple of values of any type. So plus one of the collection of values with different data types. Same time tuples are immutable. That is mean it cannot change the elements of the tuple in the place. Python will create a first tuple when we make changes to an element of the tuple. How to create the and accessing tuples. So here tuples are created like a list expect by parenthesis in place of square bracket. See here, this is the parenthesis. Using this parenthesis, we are create the tuple. So this is the way of we are going to create the tuple. So we give now I will give an explanation how to create the tuples. See here the Python IDE. Now I keep tuple 1 equal open bracket 1 comma 2 comma 3. Now print of tuple 1. So this is that error. Why with this kind of error display means that I give a tuple name was mistake. Now see that 1, 2, comma 3. This is the way to create a tuple. So you can create a tuple numbers strings, the combination of them. Here is A is a string, 1 is an integer, B is a string, 2 is the integer, C is the string, 3 is the integer. We already discussed that how to create the tuples. Okay, so empty tuple you cannot give any value in the tuples. So t equal to tuple of this is the way. So you can use the tuple keyword to create a tuple. So we have to see here. So there is a two way to create a tuple. The one way is t equal to open parenthesis or close parenthesis, or you can use the construct tuple t equal to tuple of open parenthesis and close parenthesis. So now here the single element of tuple t equal to of 20 t, that is print 20, t equal to 5 t, that is 5, t equal to 100 t equal to 100. So how to create the wrong tuples? This is the way root equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up to 20 give that. So now nested loop, sorry, nested tuples. Nested tuples, how do you create a nested tuple? T1 equal to 10, comma 20, comma 30, comma half 40, 50 and 60, comma 100. There is a, here is index. We are going to index to access the tuple variables. See here, length of T1, how much? 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. So the length is a built-in function is used to find the length of the tuples. So it will return 5. So T of 1, that is 0, 1, What is the one value here? 20. Now t of 3. What is the value of 3? 0, 1, 2, 3, 40, 50, 60. But here we mentioned the 1. Then the value is 50. Now I am going to execute this program in the Python. So a tuple is created. Now see here, print of t1. So what is the value here? The value of tuple is printed 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51 here. So now length of t1. What is the length? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I am going to print any one value in the tuple. How? Using index. So in index you have to use square bracket. So 30, that is 0, 1, 2. So that 30 was printed. Now see here, print of t1. So what is the 3 here? 40, 50, 31. We say it is a multi-dimensional tuple. So here you have to, in the third value, you have to print third value plus second value. தேர்ட்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய ரெண்டாவது வேல்யூ நீங்க பிரிண்ட் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா எப்படி பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா print of t1 square bracket 0 40, that is 0 here, 0, 1, 2. Okay, so this is we say nested tuple. This is we say nested tuples. So here nested tuples. So next, creating tuples from existing sequence. Already இருக்கக்கூடிய sequence வச்சு how do you create a tuple? So here t equal to tuple of Python. So t is a Python. Items 100, 20, 80, 300 or 400. T equal to tuple of items. That item values is goes to the t2. Here is item is list. So from list we assign the value to the tuple t2. See here. Next one is t1 equal to tuple of input and enter elements. How to get the input for tuple from the user? This is the way. So enter elements a b c d e. So a b c d e. So we are going to execute this program in the Python. So see here. So this is the syntax. This is a syntax t equal to tuple. Tuple is a constructor. So here Python will assign to the t. As a t we say is a tuple. Now see here, t equal to tuple going to list 1 equal to 10, 20, right? Okay. Now t equal to tuple of list 1. Now t. So now list 1 value assigned to the t. So this is the way you can assign the value, that is from another list or another values. So and one more thing. So t equal to tuple, you can assign the directly value to the tuple Python. Sorry, here is what will be done mistake. What has I done mistake? That is, I did not mention the double quotes or single quote. So that is the error we get it here. So t equal to tuple of double quotes Python See here, double quotes. So now I'm going to print the T. What is the output? Listen. So here it will not assign Python string. It will assign as a character T Y T H O N. Okay. So now here I'm going to print T0. So what is the value going to print P? No. Actually I mistake here. What is the mistake here? Here I no I did not put the square bracket. So I put parenthesis. That is a mistake here. See here is print P was printed. So now how go to enter input from the user. So now I will discuss that. T1 equal to int of input, enter the elements, sorry, T1 equal input, sorry, integer, that is we get the input from the user and convert into integer, that is we mention here int. So here as that enter the elements. So I give the elements cat. Sorry. Why I get error here means that I mentioned that int. So but I give the string value. That is the error generator. So again I here T1 equal input of enter the elements. Now cat. So element was print. So print of T1. So cat was printed. Why last execution I get error? Even last error வந்துச்சுன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா நாங்க int மென்ஷன் பண்ணிருக்கேன். நான் கொடுத்திருக்க வேல்யூ பாத்தீங்கன்னா string. பட் integer வேல்யூ நான் கொடுத்தா மட்டும்தான் அது integer இருக்கும். ஸோ அதே மாதிரி பாருங்க நான் சேஞ்ச் பண்ணி போடுறேன். So value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now we did not get errors because I entered integer values. So 3, 2. So you see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So this is the way we are going to create a tuple values, and you can assign the tuple value from list. So next, what is using eval while creating tuple? What is the use of eval? Eval my tuple equal to eval input enter tuple elements. So here enter tuple elements 10, Ravi, 10.5. So my tuple, this is the 10, Ravi, 10.5. That is eval is a function. You can get it the integer, string, decimal values. You can assign the integer, decimal, string values. The combination of integer, string and decimal values. So you can use eval function. So we can execute this one. So my tuple equal to eval of input enter the enter the values. So I give 12, 12.5, Damodaran, See here, I give a space. I think that it was the error here. Now we check it out. So if you use eval method, you have to give the value like in between the parameters. So here 10, 10.5, yeah, that is integer value, decimal value, yeah. So this is so here I use the direct interactive mode to execute the program. So I did not use script mode. Here I explained that all the things using interactive mode. So we check it that. Next, similarity with strings, accessing tuple elements. How we are going to access the elements? We already discussed in the list using index value. So here back end and front end. So front end index value and back end index value. The front end index value is the we mentioned starting value is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But back end is -1. See here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. -5, -4, -3, -2, -1. That is the last values. So from last to first, that is a back side, back end. From first to last, front end. This is the way you can access the tuple elements. So this is the way pointed here is very important. So negative 40, the different and from last. So how to accessing list elements? So here we already know about that. In the list we see that lot of operation we are going to perform the list. What are the operation? There is a 7 operation we are going to perform the list. It was discussed in the classroom. So what are the operation? Indexing, slicing, repetition, concatenation, insertion, deletion, updation. These 7 operations we are performed in the list. The same thing we are going to perform in tuple. But here is the one thing, insertion and updation is not possible in tuple because the tuple is immutable. So now we are going to discuss about the indexing and slicing. So how to go indexing? What is the use of indexing? The indexing we get any one value from the tuples using index value. That is we index value in between the square bracket. T square bracket of height will return item at the index of height. Say here T I slice operator J. That is a starting value I. It print from the starting value I up to J. So mean all items between the index I to J minus 1 and I T I J. See here T that is I and J N. That I is starting value, J is the end value, that is J minus 1, but in N is a value increment by the value increment by j, that is means the n item between the index I to j minus 1. Increment, that is I value 1, n value 2 means that index value incremented by n value, and what is the value that in it will be displayed. So now membership operators. We know that membership operators is two membership operators. One is n, another one is not. So concatenation and replication. Concatenation we are using the plus operators, and replication we use the star operators. So now we are going to discuss this example program. Difference from the list. We know already list is a mutable, tuple is a immutable. So we cannot modify any value in the tuple. So the area is list 1 is 10, 20, 30. T1 is 100, 200, 300. List of 1, 200 it will be modified. That is 10 changed to 200. But T of 1, sorry, 10 not 10, 20. So T of 1 equal to 150. That is invalid because tuple is immutable. Now we are going to discuss this in example. That is index and slicing and concatenation and repetition and replication. We are going to see the examples. Now I am going to create a tuple T1 equal to 10, 20, 30, sorry, 40, 60, 80. So now I created T1. So print of T1 of values printed. So now I am going to print any one value from the tuple, that is 40. I am going to print 40. What is the 40 values? See here, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I am going to find the length of tuple 1. So 6 values. There is a 6 values present in the tuple. Now I am going to print both values. How? So print of T1 square to now 60. There is a fourth one 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The index value 4, 60. 60 was printed. Now I am going to slice the operator. Print of T1 square bracket start value. Start value is 1 colon end values 3. Now what is the value? So here is 1, 2, that is we already mentioned that is a start value minus 1, j minus 1, 20 and 30. So 40 value not there. So before that value. So last என்ன value கொடுக்கணும் 3. அதுக்கு முந்தின value வரைக்கும் ஓகேங்களா. லாஸ்டா 3 கொடுத்துருக்கோம். 3 வேல்யூ டெவலப் கேட்காதீங்க. இதுதான் நம்மளோட Python rules. சரிங்களா. ஸோ அடுத்தது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா print T1 square bracket 0 colon 6 colon 2. Now see here 0 value, what is the 0 value? 10. So 10, 0. 0 plus 2. What is the 2? KT value printed. 2 plus 2, 4. The fourth index value is printed. Right? So 60, 10, 60, 80, 60 values are printed. Okay students, tuples we have discussed here up to indexing and slicing. So how to we are going to concatenate the tuple? See here we are going to use tuple. So already we created T1. I am going to create a T2. So T1 plus T. Now print of T. So the value was concatenated. That is T1 value is 10, 50 and 5, 6, 7 was and continue. Now I am going to repeat that line. So print of P1 star 2. So there is a 2 times was printed, that is repeated. P1 value, that the tuple values was printed 2 times. Say a 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 80, 10, 20, 30, 80. So now indexing, slicing, and concatenation and repetition was discussed in the class. So what is tuple? We already discussed in the class. So remaining topics we discuss in the next video. Thank you for watching this video.